Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Christina Williams. I'm glad you're back for another class, another Foundations for Literacy workshop. And scholars, let me tell you, this is where the rubber hits the road. This is where we put it all together. We've been learning the letter sounds. We've really focused in on the vowel sounds. Let's review those before we go on. So when I see the letter A, what sound do I make? Ah. When I see the letter O, what sound do I make? Ah. When I see the letter I, what sound do we make? Eh. How about for the letter E? That's usually the trickiest one. When we see an E, we say eh, like an elephant. Drop your chin, eh. And the last one, the one we didn't do, what sound do we make for letter U? That's right, like a gorilla. Good. A says ah, E says eh, I says eh, O says ah, U says Nailed it. Now, we're going to talk about putting those sounds together to read words. That's what we're here for, right? We want to become great readers and great spellers. And there's a way of teaching kids to read that's really popular now, and it's called sight word reading. It's when you show a student a word and you say, this word says look, let's say, and they put the word on the wall, perhaps somewhere in their classroom, and they say look. Every time the teacher points to it, they say look. The teacher might give tips, like it has two circles. They kind of look like eyes that look at you. And then they practice using the word. They might cut out the word and glue it on a paper, or practice spelling the words with crayons. Lots of ways to remember the whole word look. Well, we don't really believe that that's the best way to teach kids to read, because it ends up getting jumbled up in minds. And sometimes kids who mean to say or look at the word look might even say see, because they know it has something to do with looking with two eyes. And if you look at E and C, you can kind of imagine those having two eyes too. So it's kind of like we're building this junk drawer filled with words, and kids just reach for one that they think is it. And sometimes it's just not the word that actually is written on the page. So here at Book Bums and with our Foundations for Literacy curriculum, this is how we teach kids to read. We teach them to make the sounds you see. It's a no guess zone. Your eyes don't have to look at the whole word and take it in as one picture. You look at the first sound, second sound, third sound, all the way across, and make the sounds you see, knowing what you know about how words work. Now here's the thing. I am 56 years old, and I am just now getting to the place where I say, yep, I get it. I know how words work. But for the longest time, I didn't understand it. One time I was a reading intervention specialist, and one of my students, Amanda, was trying to write the word hope. And she wrote, I'll write it for you. She wrote this. She put H-O-P. And she said hope. She was a fifth grader at the time, and no one had taught her how words work. Here's the thing. I know, and you know, if we see an H, we say if we see an O, we say ah, and if we see a P, we say p. This is hop, not hope. She didn't understand that a magic E would be needed to make that O say its name. Here's the thing. She didn't know about magic E. When she wrote hop instead of hope, I said to her, Amanda, that word says hop. Why? Have you learned that you have to put a magic E at the end to tell that O to say its name to make it say hope? And she said, no. Why didn't anybody ever just tell me? Well, teachers are pretty good now about learning and teaching how a magic E works. But I'm going to teach you so many lessons, and they're going to be fun and fabulous, and they're going to help you to understand how words work. When I read this word, I say up. I make the sounds I see. And that's what I want you to do too. In fact, I'm going to start with this book called Mouse Makes Words. Now, here's the thing. Mouse makes a lot of words in here. What we're going to do is I'm going to hold the page up, and I'm going to have you help me decide if I have said the right word or if I took a quick look at the picture and guessed. Here's the deal. Our rule is make the sounds you see. This is a no guess zone. Have you been a guesser? I've been a guesser. It's a hard habit to break, but you can get there. Here we go. Mouse is busy, mouse is fast, grabbing letters as he runs past. He finds new ways to make a rhyme by switching letters every time. Find the word at, hat. Off goes the H, cart in the C. Yikes, now it is kitten, right? It says kitten. Yeah, because it starts with a K, and it's clearly a picture of a kitten. I just look at the first letter, make the sound, and then I look at the picture and say, it's kitten. But does that say kitten? I don't see an I. I see K, A, T. It doesn't say kitten. It says cat. And if I had looked at more than just the picture in the first letter, I would have gotten it right. Here's the thing. I'd rather read it correctly, the way the author intended for me to read it, than just taking a quick guess. Here we go. Find the word fan. Blow away the F, move in a V, honk. Now it is truck. Does that say truck? No T. It says V-A-N, van, van. Yeah, it's a van. I would have thought it looked more like a truck, but I'm not looking at the pictures and guessing. I'm making the sounds. And that way I'm sure I'm saying the right thing. Find the word net, scoop up the N, push in a P, ok. Now it is bird. Does that say bird? Pet. It says pet, not bird. I can't trust the picture to tell me what the word says. I have to make the sounds I see. Did you notice how when I use my finger to point, it makes me very clear about what letter and what sound I should be making? Find the word 10. Take away the T, haul in an H, cluck. Now it is, now here, I'm going to be honest. I think it looks like a chicken, don't you? But watch this. If I make the sounds, the first sound is N. It's the mommy chicken. It's hen. So if I make the sounds, I get it right. I don't have to feel silly about making the wrong word. Find the word wig, wheel away the W, along comes a P, oink. Now it is, now hold it. It could be pig or it could be hog. Hog. A hog is a name for this kind of animal too. But if I look at the letters, P, I, G, clearly it says pig. All right, let's go to the next page. Find the word pin. Pop goes the P, carry in the W, the W. Wow, now it looks like a trophy. But that word cannot possibly say trophy. So let's make the sounds. When I see a W, I say W. When I see an I say I. And when I see an N, I say N. So if I put that together, W, in, win. When you win, you earn a trophy. That's true. Win. Find the word mop. Wash away the M. Spin in a T, wee. Now it is T, A, P. What's it say? Top. Have you ever seen those spinny toys? A top. Let's see how we do. Find the word pot. Dig up the P, roll in a C. Good night. Now it is bed. Does that say bed? It doesn't say bed. It says k, a, t. Even if I don't know what that is, I still have to make the sounds I see. It says cot. I know once when we stayed at a hotel room, we had an extra person, like one of my little boys, and he didn't have a place to sleep. We would all be too snuggled in if we had gotten all of us in the same 2 beds, if we had all spread into 2 beds. So we got a cot. It's kind of like a tiny bed on wheels. They wheeled it into the hotel, and then my son had a nice cozy place where he could sleep, and then there were only 2 in each of the other 2 beds. So we got a cot. It was made sleeping 5 in a 2-bed room comfortable. Cot. Find the word cup. Wave goodbye to C. In runs a P. Arf. Now it is puppy. Puppy, right? Uh-oh. Watch this. There's nothing that says E. I can't say pup-y if I run out of letters. It just says p-up, pup. So I can't say it if I don't see it. I make the sounds I see, no more, no less. Pup. Find the word bug, shoo away the B, here comes an H, hooray! Now it is, you make the sounds. Hug. Mouse is tired, his work is done, but moving letters is so much fun. Can you keep playing this rhyming game? Make more words that end the same. Now, I've got a game that you can do. We can do the same thing that Mouse did, but we don't need to have that same, we don't have to use all those letters, and we don't have to make them just random. I've got this game that we can play. I'm going to scoot this out of the way for a moment, and I'm just going to set these letters in the pockets out on the table in front of me. Hopefully you can see these really well. Yours, if I'm honest, are going to be a little bit better. Yours are all white, first of all. So yours are going to look a little different from mine, but they're going to have the same letters. They're going to have the same letter pockets. You'll have to do some cutting to get the pockets out, and then you'll fold them with the little tabs folded back, and then you'll cut out each of these letter cards and stick them in. So you'll be all set for this making words activity. Now, remember, when you are reading words, your deal is you have to make the sounds you see. If you don't see it, you don't say it. You make the sounds you see. And remember, it's a no guess zone. You can't take a look at the first letter or 2 and then say, oh, I think it says, nope. You've got to make the sounds you see. So I included a little star wand in your kit, and you can use that to tap. I'm going to tap on the top, but of course you'll tap from the bottom like this and make the sounds across the word. So I'm going to tap the letter and make the sound. A, d, ad, had, like I had ice cream for dinner last night. Not really. Now I'm going to change a letter or 2. Let's do this one. And I'm going to make the sounds ag, ag, hag. So you tap, 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 then slide. Ag, hag. Now, hag's not a very common word, but you may have heard of it, like when someone dresses up as a witch, and even on some Disney fairy tales, they call an older, maybe evil-looking woman a hag. Now, how about if I do this one? I'm going to change a letter or 2, and your parents can help you do this. All right, so let's try this one. We're going to make the sound s-a-g, s-ag, sag. You've got it. Now, here's the thing. Watch this. If I change the order of the letters, even though they're the exact same letters, it changes everything. You don't have the word sag anymore. Everything has to go in order from left to right. From the time we did phonemic awareness, where you move the leftmost starburst up, you continue to read left to right across the word, making the sounds you see. So let's do this. G, a, s, g, ass, gas. Sometimes the hardest part of making words is doing that slidey part. So I started out like this, g, ass, But if you can kind of string one sound into another, it helps you to hear the word a little more easily. G-ass. G-ass. Here's another tip. A lot of times kids will forget the first sound or they'll change the vowel sound. Make sure you always go back to the beginning of the beginning letter to figure out what the word says. Let's try this. What does this say? I'm going to find a good one here. All right, let's do... Here's a good one. All right, let's make the sounds. When we see an H, we say h. Wait. When we see an I, we say I. When we see a B, C, that one's the D. When we see a D, we say D. Id. Hid. 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 Like I was playing hide and go seek and I hid behind the bush. How about this? What would this say? Make the sounds. Add. Add. Had. Yeah, like I had ice cream last night. If I get rid of that H, I have ad. Like it was an advertisement. It's an ad in the paper or an ad on the television. What if I change this? Let's see what else I can make. Now, not all of them are going to be words. So if I do this, app, hap. I made the sounds exactly right, but it doesn't make a word I know. A lot of times we call these nonsense words. Dr. Seuss had a whole lot of fun with nonsense words in his books, didn't he? But if I change this, I know when I cut down a Christmas tree with my family, sometimes on my gloves or my mittens, I get the sticky stuff. Do you know what it is? It's this. Sap. 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 It's kind of like, I don't know, it's the juicy stuff inside the tree, the tree that was my Christmas tree. All right, let's try this one. How about this one? Sip. 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 Like, I'm going to take a sip of the soda. How about, let's do one more. This is a good one. How about this? It. It. Sit. Yeah, like I can sit in this chair. If I take away the S, what does it say now? It. It. Yeah. All right, so you're going to have lots of fun with making words with your making words cards and your star pointer. Now remember, it's important that you don't guess. You make the sounds you see. Now there's another lot of fun coming your way. I have some board games again, and here's the thing. These are all words made with an A, saying ah. So if you read across the words, you can see all of them have a short A sound. So when we play the game, it goes like this, just like all the others. There is no start, so you can just start on any old word you want. So I'm going to start right there. I roll the die and I move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here's my word. Here's what I want you to do, readers. I want you to set up for good reading. And parents sometimes like to put their fingers under the words to guide you. We're going to ask that you put yours there. Don't let your parents point. It's your job. Take command of your reading. So I want you to have 2 hands on your game board. 1 finger points to the letter and you slide across. So you're going to go add, had. Hey, we made that word just a bit ago. Had. If I got it right, I color it in and I never land on that one again. I roll the die again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, this is a short one. It should be a little easier. A says at. Yeah, I go to bed at 8:30. At. Let's try. You'll color that in and you won't land on either of these again because you've already nailed them. The next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. G-ass. G-ass. Gas. Oh, like we get gas in our car. Now, every time you make the sounds with these game boards, you should get a picture in your head. If you put the sounds together and you don't know what it means, make sure you ask, because The whole purpose for making the sounds is so that we get a picture in our head, so we have some understanding. That's the whole point. So make the sound you see. Use your finger to make sure you're really tuning into what's actually there. We're not guessing. And as you finish, you just keep coloring in. Now, I told you I have one of these for every single vowel. So here's a game board for A's. These have short E's. These have short I's. These have short O words. These have short U words. And then when you're really good, you're ready for this one. This has all the vowels all mixed up. So you'll have to make sure you're switching the vowel sound correctly so that you can read the words on the game board. Now, I'm going to set that aside, and I've got another thing for you. In your kit is a teeny tiny candy. Before you eat it, you must read it. All right? So that's another challenge for you. There's another game I have for you, and again, it's to promote this. I have a picture in my head. Because some people say that when you learn using phonics, when you really focus on the sounds that we make when we see certain letters or letter combinations, that it's too boring, first of all, which this is not boring. And second of all, they think that you don't have any understanding, that it doesn't, you can just read the words perhaps, but you don't understand what you're reading. But readers, I know, and I bet you're starting to figure out, if you make the sounds you see, you get a picture in your head. If you don't, it's just word calling, and that's not important to us. So this game that I have for you, your parents will have a paper in the Google Docs. They cut out the words, and you're gonna make the sounds you see from left to right across the word and figure out what the word is. But here's the thing, it's not just reading the word. What you wanna do is read it and act it out. So it's called Read It, Act It Out. So instead of saying, oh, I know that one, it says, you just go s, w, I, m, sw, I. What did it say? You're right, it said swim. Let's try another one. This one says s, I, sip, sip. Yeah, like you take a sip of your lemonade. So you've got lots and lots of words that you will read, making the sounds you see across the word from left to right, and you read it, then act it out. That's a fun one. Now there's something else I need you to do. When you practice reading words, that's great. We love that. Practice, practice, practice. But we also want you to take time to learn how to spell words. So after you play, let's say you play the short A game board, we're going to ask your family members, whomever it is who loves you, who bought this for you, to help you really become the scholar you were born to be. And so after you play this game board, you're going to use this. It's for you to keep. You each get one. It's it's a piece of plastic with just a plain piece of paper inside. And you can change the paper out if you want to put your handwriting papers in here to practice forming your letters. That way you don't waste as much paper. You can do that. But here's what you're going to do. Your parents are going to look at the game board and say, all right, we finished that short A game board. Now I want you to spell some words from the game board. And they're not going to show you the game board. They're going to go like this. Okay, scholar, I want you to write the following word. I want you to write, please, the word ask. Now, remember, when we played in phonemic awareness, we played this game called I say it, you stretch it out. So I say it quickly, you stretch it out. So if I say ask, please spell the word ask, you've got to stretch it out. So you're going to go ask. Now, which letter says ah? Ah. Yep, there's my A. Ah. Which one? Yes, ah. Ask. It could be a C or it could be a K. This one's a K. A K starts tall, kick in, kick out. That says ask. And then when you get finished with that one, you erase it with your makeup remover pad and you can try another one. So let's do the word, I'm going to look at that. Let's do bat. Bat. All right, first I say it quickly, bat. Then I'm going to stretch it out. B-at. So bat. If you have been practicing your handwriting, you know how to remember the B. So we say hubba, bubba. So you start like an H and turn it into a B. That's a B. B-a-t. T's are tall. B-at. Bat. That says bat. Well done. You'll get better and better, and your parents are going to coach you so that it's not so hard. They'll coach you to make sure you get it right. It's better to practice it correctly than to practice it incorrectly. So we'll be sure to help you all along the way. Now, there's something else I want to teach you. Since I have this, I'm going to keep it. In kindergarten and first grade, there's a list of sight words again. And they're words that people say they don't follow the rules. And mostly they say that because they don't know the rules. It's not that words don't follow the rules. Most of them do. But there are some words that people don't know the rule for. I'm going to teach you this one rule that is going to open up a whole lot of words for you. The rule is called the open vowel rule. So if we have words that have a vowel at the end, the vowel usually says its name. So in a short little word with the word, let's say with the vowel, well, let's do this one. If you see a vowel that looks like this, or a word that looks like this, it's a short little word. It's a vowel at the end of the word, so the vowel's gonna say its name. A. Yeah, like chick was a chicken. Pug was a pug, a kind of dog. So when we see this, we don't say ah. And the reason is it's a short little word with the vowel at the end. It's an open vowel. So watch this. I'm going to do another one. What does this word say? It's a really short word. The vowel's at the end of the word, so the vowel is going to say its name. S-O. Says so. Yeah. And there are lots of words that end with an O. Here's one that you say around Christmas time. You might say ho, ho, ho. Or how about this one? Let's see. Well, this is not a really great one. Like, lo and behold, here she comes. There's an N in here somewhere. I wish I could have shown you no, because that for sure is a kindergarten and first grade word you need to know. Now, here's the deal. I've got a whole list of open vowel words that you'll see on those kindergarten and first grade sight word lists. They're easy peasy once you know the rule. Short little word with the vowel at the end. The vowel says its name. Not a short vowel sound, but it says its name. There is an open vowel game board for you. So if you land on this one, you're going to say not it, you're going to say I, because it's a short little word with the vowel at the end. There are some other things that you're going to learn with that lesson. Your parents will help you through. There's even a place for you to practice your open vowel words on this paper here. So really short words with the vowel at the end where the vowel says its name. I think that's it for everybody. Remember, put both hands on your word or on your paper. Use your finger to drag left to right across the word and make the sound you see. It's a no guess zone. If you're practicing with words that are not on these game boards, let's say you're at a restaurant and you're just reading some extra menus on the table perhaps, here's another tip. If the vowel doesn't make the sound you expect it to make, then all you have to do is flip the vowel sound to the other one. So we know that A usually says ah, E usually says eh, I usually says I, O usually says ah, and U usually says If it doesn't make that sound, then just make the A say A, the E say E, the I say I, and the O say O, and the U say U. Here's a tricky word. I'm going to write it for you. I'm going to hold it up close so you can see it. This word right here has a W-I-N-D. It could say wind, that's a word, but it also says wind, like I have to wind my watch, or I have to wind up the toy. So if it doesn't make a word you know, you can flip the vowel sound to make it say its name. All right, scholars, that's it for today. Remember, make the sounds you see. This is a no guess zone.